Still trying to throw the ball. On first and goal, second and goal, panicking at third. Fourth, I'm wishing for a month.
Today we have Cam Davis as our guest. Excited to have you, Cam. How you doing today?
I'm doing good, man. Thanks for having me on.
Oh yeah, good to have you, man. Right now he's an outside linebacker coach at Rice, from Oakland, California. Played football at St. Mary's High School. Coached at DVC, Laverne, Texas A&M, and now at Rice. Happy to have you on the show today.
Yeah, man. Excited that you stopped by on this,
Hey,
coach.
man.
This
I
my
had
guy.
to come out, man. I
appreciate
like
it.
what y'all doing out here, man.
Busy
So,
man.
Man, definitely. I remember Coach Cam came out trying to recruit me when he was at DVC. He was at DVC and I was at Castro Valley still playing. That was the first time we had touched bases. So it's a good deal to see him on the D1 level now. Definitely.
Definitely.
It's crazy how everything works out, man.
Yeah, that's a quick rise, man. By the time he's JUCO when I start college, and by the time I'm out of college, you D1. So I had that, man. I'm trying to take I'm trying to go on that path that you on right
Hey,
now.
man, you could do it, man. It's you got to apply yourself. Coaching is the same thing as being a player. I think to a certain extent, you got to have the same dedication, the same work ethic. If you want to do it, you could do it. It's gonna be hard. It's gonna be some long nights, but it's a rewarding profession to help develop young men, on the field and in life. So I wouldn't have it any other way.
Man, it sounds good. I mean, since you said it's like a player, let's get into your playing career. So when did you first start playing football?
Man, I didn't start playing football honestly until high school.
Okay.
Late bloomer.
Yeah, I was a fat kid and my mom was scared that I was gonna get hurt, so we had an agreement that I start playing in high school. I did that for 4 years. Really wanted to get a scholarship out of college. To go to college. Excuse me. It didn't happen, so I went the junior college route. And then for those who gone the junior college route, they understand it's make it or break it. You know what I mean? It's different, and I respect everybody who does the junior college route because it's a lot harder to do that than going straight from high school to college.
Definitely.
And then so I went to Pasadena City College out of high school, and then I didn't really like it there, so I came back home, redshirted at Contra Costa, and then that December of my sophomore year, a guy I knew had a heart attack before he came home. Long story short, fast forward a couple months, his girlfriend wrote him this long letter on Facebook, and she kind of talked about some of the symptoms he had, and I read it and I was like, damn, I had those too. And so I got checked, and I got my heart checked, and I got diagnosed with a heart defect. I had a bicuspid aorta valve and an enlarged aorta artery. That ended my playing career, and then I really honestly just kind of stumbled into coaching from there. But
Do you think coaching is kind of filling that void for you? Because from you just telling your story right there, I feel like your playing career is stripped away from you a little sooner than probably what you would want.
Definitely. First of all, if you love the game of football, it's hard to get away from it. And so just being out in the field, being on the grass, being with the guys, just the camaraderie and all that kind of stuff, and competing, there's nothing I couldn't see myself doing a regular 9 to 5. You know what I mean? So football definitely, it fills that void. So it's give and take, man.
I definitely. I could see it. I could kind of relate to the injury. Filling that void. I broke my back. When I was a freshman in high school.
Okay.
I didn't know I was gonna play football again. I had 4 herniated discs and a fractured vertebrae.
Yeah.
From that injury, to this day I have no feeling about my left foot.
Wow.
I was lucky enough to work through. Be able to play football in high school and play in college. But I couldn't finish college. Kind of due to the symptoms kept coming back up, nerve damage. So I looked at coaching as well. So I feel like for me, this podcast filling the void. I'm a football junkie. So I think not a lot of people, but I've noticed a lot of people that have had those injuries or symptoms like you not in your control.
Yeah.
Coaching I feel like is a good route to go.
Yeah.
Looking at excuse me, Jay. Looking at some of your stops, I was gonna ask you what's some. Can you give me about positive and negative from each stop you had so far, as far as like the way to do the job, as far as the coaching job? This is how we're supposed to be doing it.
Man, I don't know if there's any real.
And we don't want you to knock any coaching staff.
Nah.
I'm just talking about like give me a little bit of your experiences at each place, basically.
Gotcha. So DVC junior college, man, it was It was great because I was what 20 years old, 19 or 21 years old when I first started, and I didn't really know much as far as like what it took to be a coach. Like I said, I never wanted to be a coach, so I didn't. It wasn't like, oh yeah, this is what I want to do with the rest of my life. Now once I started it, I realized like I love it and I want to continue it. But DVC was great because it just gave me an opportunity to kind of grow and figure out who I am. You know what I mean? Like, what do I like? What type of coach am I going to be? How do you relate to the players? When you got kids playing for free, excuse me, you got to coach them a little bit differently, I think. You know what I mean? You got to be able to connect with them on a mental and emotional level and let them know that, like, you care about them. Now, I think you got to carry that from junior college to D1, but like I said, if you've been through the junior college route, you understand what I'm saying.
Definitely. We 3 for 3, man, with our guests up here. We definitely support the JUCO route.
Exactly.
We all went there, so definitely.
Laverne was great, man, because it was the first time I was out on my own.
That's in SoCal, right?
Southern California.
Okay.
Beautiful campus down
nice.
there, right?
It is. It's a beautiful campus, good people. Coach Creek gave me my first shot. Him and Jeff Magdaleno gave me my first shot, in the coaching world. A lot of responsibility at a young age. You fail a lot and you learn from your failure, I think, in coaching. And the great thing at doing it at a place like that is, it's not amplified times 10. You know what I mean? If I mess up, it's not going to make it on SportsCenter unless I do something like really stupid. But it also helped me like learn fast. It gave me a lot of tools to be successful because you have to wear a lot of hats. You know what I mean? And so the more you can do in this profession, the better off you are. Texas A&M was it was a great experience. It'll always have a special place in my heart.
What season was you there again?
I was there in 2016. So my year.
Was that when Kyler was a freshman or no? Was Kyler
No,
there?
so Kyler left right before I got there.
Okay.
Right, so all that stuff went down before I got there. But like I worked with the D line, so I had first round number 1 overall draft pick Myles Garrett, Deshaun Hall.
Oh, hold on, you gotta stop there. You gotta tell us how it was coaching that guy, because I heard he's a freak, especially in the weight room.
He is. But if you know Myles, and if you hear anybody talk about Myles, you understand that like he's not your average football player. Like he's a very intellectual guy. He's real down to earth, real laid back. He's a good human being. You know what I mean?
Good man.
He seemed that way on Hard Knocks.
Yeah.
Was he the one that like dinosaurs or something?
Yes.
I remember.
Yeah. I mean, like,
he seemed like a cool dude. Man,
dinosaurs. He's a good dude, man. I got nothing bad to say about him. But yeah, Deshaun Hall, Kingsley Kiki, Zaycoven Henderson, Dalen Mack. I know I'm forgetting some guys right now, but those are a lot of those guys who I worked with. And first of all, football in Texas is just different. Texas A&M football is different too.
College Station,
Fighting Aggies, a lot of tradition, and being a city boy coming from Oakland, California, and going to College Station, Texas.
Yeah, how was that transition?
It was different, man.
Yeah.
Because they don't sell alcohol until 11 or 12 o'clock on a Sunday. You know what I mean? And like it's just different. Things close early. It's a traditional small town area, but it taught me a lot. It made me grow up real fast. Coach Sumlin, Terry Price, David Turner, John Chavis, all those guys. They had a lasting impact on my career for the rest of my life, for sure. And then at the same time, a lot of the people that I worked with, like in the support staff, the quality control coaches, the GAs, they helped me out a lot as well too. Helped me grow, helped me understand things, helped me develop as a coach. What to do, what not to do. So it was great, man. I'd never change that moment. And then Rice has been great. Houston is a special place, man. I love Houston.
Yeah, that's my second home, man. Shout out to H. I love Houston.
Shout out to Houston, man. I love Houston. It was very similar to living in California and being in Oakland. And then just being at a school like Rice, where it's a really high academic school, you know what I mean? So you're recruiting a different profile of kid than you would at a Texas A&M or, I don't know, somewhere else. So it's just, it was different there, but it was a great opportunity. David Bailiff, Brian Stewart were there my first year. Gave me a great opportunity. Coach Frank Ocam, who's not a D-line coach with Baylor, taught me a lot, you know what I mean? Taught me how to get with the guys, taught me how to, be a teacher and developer. And then this past year with Coach Bloomgren, Brian Smith was my DC, Cedric Calhoun, Gerard Wilcher, and all those guys. It kind of just put everything together, and just I'm blessed, man. They gave me an opportunity that a lot of people would love to have, and as a first year head coach and a first year DC, to have the responsibility and everything that they gave me, I'm forever blessed. It'll.
I got one last question for you, and I want to piggyback on something. I'll let you do your thing, Zay. You kind of touched on it earlier. I heard you say wearing many different hats. And one question that I haven't been able to ask some of our guests that I really would like to ask you is, how do you balance family time and coaching? Because I know it's a lot of struggles of the job that people don't know about day to day.
Right.
So how do you balance family time and coaching, and also being there for your players?
You gotta be organized. That I think if you're organized, it helps. You're able to have the balance, and then you're able to be prepared for the random impromptu situations where, a player's going through something and he needs to talk to you. Coaching is a very time demanding profession. When I told a mentor of mine that I wanted to get into coaching, his first response was, "Do you want to have a family?" And I was like, "What does that have to do with coaching? Like, we talking about ball and you talking about family." I was like, "Yeah, I want to have a family." He's like, "Well, you might have to sacrifice your family for your job." And I've seen a lot of people do it, and at one point or another, I have done that myself. It's difficult because, like I said, it's so much time, but if you're organized, you can be successful. A good friend of mine, Jeremy Springer, he's OCD, super organized, and I try to take a lot of his stuff and apply to my life. So I get up early, you know what I mean? I get up early, get my workout in. If you gotta have good health to do this profession. Get in early, do my job, and I try to just focus and do everything that I need to, so that when the time comes so I can leave and I can go be with my wife or go be with my family, I'm good. You know what I mean? I don't like to waste time. I don't like to, every now and then you're going to be procrastinating and everything, but just...
So, Cam, are you one of those coaches? Because I heard recently from a veteran coach, he's like, when he was a younger coach, he used to bring his work home with him. He's like, one of the things he learned, like, to help him get that family time is, he's like, I gotta knock it out while I'm at work. And he's like, when I come home, I kind of leave that there.
Yeah, and it's tough, especially with recruiting. You know what I mean? Because recruiting is 24/7, and Twitter is my DMs are like always blowing up, and it's crazy because like I'll be watching Real Housewives of Atlanta or something with my wife, and then I'm DMing this guy and this guy and this guy. But I think you gotta have that balance. When I was at A&M, I was notorious for like bringing work home, and we get into arguments and whatnot. And I'm like, all right, like when I'm at work, I'm at work, and when I'm at home, I'm at home. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know if you ever stop being a coach, but you got to take that coach's hat off and you got to be that husband or that family guy once you get home. So you definitely got to learn to keep your work at work. So
Definitely.
Still went for it. Time to change the club.